About failure, Holmes wrote in The Science of Mind, if we appear to have failed, we should realize that there are no failures in the universe. We should completely erase the idea of failure by stating that there are no failures. If we believe that we failed last year, we will be likely to fail again this year unless the false thought is erased. Break down everything except the recognition of the one perfect power which is not contingent upon any place, person, condition, time of year, or anything but itself. A demonstration is made when it comes straight through from this truth. So we erase any idea of failure. Now here's where it looks as if we are not telling the truth to ourselves, but we are declaring the truth about spirit that indwells within us. This spirit never fails. Affirm this until it is a very part of your being. This word blots out from the book of my remembrance any sense of lack, limitation, want, or fear of failure. There is no failure, no person to fail. Failure is neither person, place, nor thing. It is a false thought and has no truth in it. It is a belief in lack, and there is no lack. It is a belief in limitation, which does not exist. In a few moments, I'm going to show you another video of a young woman who seemed to have a huge limitation, an obstacle before her. But to her, it did not exist. And what she's done with it is truly amazing. But before we see that, I want to bring you one more concept, one more idea. It is this: the answer to every problem already exists in the mind of God. The answer to every problem already exists in the mind of God. And you are in the mind of God, and the mind of God is flowing through you in this very moment. This we must accept, and accept it with gratitude and enthusiasm. Accept it as you would accept the best news you have ever heard, and then use it. Remember, we talk about bringing our vibrational levels up, because that's when we're attracting to us what it is we wish to experience. So what is the risky inspired action you must take in order to turn this obstacle into an opportunity? Is it a conversation you need to have with someone? Okay, yes, it is. Is it asking for help? Maybe. Is it enrolling in a class? Is it balancing your checkbook after being unconscious about your finances? No, that's why we have Suzanne. Is it making a sales call? I mean, that can be scary sometimes. Is it consciously choosing to view a situation in a different way? Wow, that's a powerful one. We have our minds made up and we look for evidence that aligns with the way our minds are made. But how about stepping out of that and, looking at it? That's what Jesus meant when he said, turn the other cheek. It wasn't so he could hit the other cheek. It was so you could take a different view of it. Something you disagree with. Maybe make that a challenge this week. Talk to somebody has an opposing view and say, okay, I want to learn. I want to learn from you. Take a different view. Is it taking a stand for what you know is right at the center of your being? What is it? What is it for you? Remember who you are. Not the disguise of fear and uncertainty and separation, but a divine being of God here to boldly express God's love, light, and truth. And if you're like me, this next bold step feels very, very scary. Does it feel like that to everyone here? But remember, it was planted there by the being, the God being, the God of your being. It is yours to do. It is yours to be. You are being internally nudged to take this step. And you know what happens if we don't listen to that little internal push, right? That nudge gets a little bit firmer, and then it feels like a push, and then a kick in the pants, and then a 2x4 over the head. We've all had that experience. So how about being bold now and avoiding all that pain? Let's just be bold. Let's go out and be bold. It is said that when baby birds reach a certain size, their mom begins to line the nest with thorns and sharp sticks as a gentle way of encouraging the baby birds to take to the sky on their own. And then reminded me of when my kids reached about the age to go away to college, that things got prickly at home. And all of a sudden we weren't getting along, and it was our way of separating. And I think that that's nature's way to break that bond a little bit so that, we can go and jump. What do you suppose might be going through the mother bird's head as she nudges her chicks out of the nest for their first flight? Is she fearful or concerned for the chick's life? Of course not, because instinct drives her actions. She knows that something within her babies knows how to fly. She knows that they can do it. Of course, that something is the divine intelligence working at the level of bird. The important awareness is that the very same divine intelligence that knows how to make these baby birds soar is working in, through, and as you and me. It knows how to make us soar through life, excelling above and beyond where we currently are. The only difference between the baby birds and ourselves is that we can really resist coming to the edge of our comfort zone. We can really resist that and push back, can't we? We can be afraid to step out of our comfort zone and boldly go forth. Do you believe that there is a divine intelligence within you that knows how to sustain you in your next step of growth, the evolution of your own being? Do you believe that? Mm-hmm. Yeah? If you do, it's time to come to the edge. Come to the edge, he said. We can't. We're afraid, they said. Come to the edge, he said. We can't. We're afraid, they said. Come to the edge, he said. They came. He pushed. They flew. In the final chapter of The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, which has supported us and been our theme for this entire month, Holiday offers some final words of wisdom. And I'm going to paraphrase what he wrote to make it more personal for us. It is unlikely that anyone is going to make an armed run at our throne anytime soon. And he's referring to an attempted coup on Marcus Aurelius, who was the inspiration for this book. And he experienced it towards the end of his life. And now that you know that, I'm going to start again. It is unlikely that anyone is going to make an armed run at our throne anytime soon. But people will make pointed remarks. They will cut us off in traffic. Our rivals will steal our business. We will be hurt. And we can turn all of these to our advantage. Always. There is an opportunity always. If something stands in our way, we can stare it down, not be intimidated. Leaning into the problem or weakness or issue, we can give it everything we have, mentally and physically, even though we may not always overcome it in the way we intended or expected. We will emerge better, stronger. There is a lightness and a flexibility to this approach. We can see the bad things that happen in our lives with gratitude and not with regret, because we turn them from disaster to real benefit, from defeat to victory. To do this, we perceive things as they are, leave no option unexplored, then stand strong and transform whatever can't be changed. In mastering these three disciplines, we have the tools to flip any obstacle upside down. We are worthy of any and every challenge. Of course, it is not enough to simply say it. We must practice these maxims, rolling them over and over in our minds and acting on them until they become muscle memory. So that under pressure and trial, we get better. We become better people, leaders, and thinkers. Let me share with you a video of a young woman who did just this and had some startling results.